I got a lot of buttons here. Chat filter, playable games, shopping, start a poll, share, all that fun stuff. So there's a lot of stuff happening here. So I'm JC Magic. I do magic. So it's the first playing cards, but it's the first live of 2026. So let me go ahead and put you up here on my little stand here. Connecting. Perfect. You're live. Okay. I'm live again. Fantastic. Okay. So typically what I'll do during these lives is I will just do hangouts, chats. Unless I have something in particular in mind. I just talk about me and what I do and my studio, and if people want to chat, we can chat. And yeah. Sometimes I'll work on routines. Nothing that is marketable. I'm not going to be learning anything on here that you can't find on the next video. You know, it's not. I play around with a lot of my own ideas once I learn concepts. So, figured I would try the long format just because it is better. Yes, long format is better. Apparently, these days. So, of course, this is a live practice. So we're going to start off with a little bit of magic. I figured today what we could do, a lot of the magic that I practice is street masking. Street busking is what I meant to say. We were just doing a coin trick earlier for our video. I think what I'll do today is I'll have a card selected here from about the center. I'm going to go with the Jack of Hearts. I'm a big fan of the Jacks. Of course, we're going to need to find the mate of that, and we're going to use the rubber band to do so. Seems like the best way to do it. It's like a little personal assistant that I can wear right on my wrist, right? So from the outside of the deck, the rubber band will disappear, and now it has went into the center. And if we've done this correctly, we got some extra cards, but that's okay. If we've done this correctly, we would have found the mate to the Jack of Hearts, and that should be the... it's a Jack of Clubs. It's still a Jack, so I guess it's still pretty good. But, oh, you know what I did? I got all four of them just in case. Yeah, so we got all four Jacks, and that would be a good way to start a routine with fours of a kind. I like the Jacks. These are the jumping Jacks, as I like to call them. They do a lot of fun stuff. So, looks like we got some people hanging out, watching what we're doing. Let me know how the angles work. This is a newer studio space. I'm using my cell phone. So there's a lot of technical things to get used to here. Am I close enough? You know, what are your thoughts on all of that? I can't really see the chat from here. You know what I could do? I'm going to come over here to my laptop. This is something I like to do sometimes. When I'm live on one side, I bring up the chat on my laptop so that I can kind of see it a little bit better. But yeah, we're just doing some magic. If you want to see some different things, I do all sorts of different kind of stuff. I clear this off as we go. I actually had this up here because in the video that I did, I wanted to have like a reference point for all of this stuff, but that's... so it was basically background fodder for the purpose of one, you know, for the thing. So let me go ahead and start cleaning this off. We can have some fun with stuff, a lot of card ideas. Basically, I'm tinkering in the workshop, if you will. I call my characters the Wonder Maker. So I'm making wonder. I've got piles of stuff everywhere. This is just the vibe that I go for. I'm building. This guy's talking in my ear. That's me. So I got my thing over here. Let's see if I can find my chat. Let's see here, live chat. Apparently it won't let me do that. So if you know how to do that, just let me know. It's got to be somewhere, right? I've got 10 people watching. You could be chatting and I wouldn't even know. Because I can't see the chat. Anyway, yeah, so back to the Tinker idea. So I just have piles and piles of, because I'm constantly building ideas and thoughts and putting things together. One of my projects for 2026 is putting together go bags, which will basically be little fanny pack ideas or book bags that's going to have my entire shows in them. And I'm even thinking about potentially marketing them, small frame, not like globally or anything, but just every once in a while if somebody wants me to put together a bag for them, including some basic stuff, and then give them instructional ideas and routines that they could use with it. Just because I spend a lot of time researching and looking into some other things. I started with Rubber Revelation, something I learned from Doug Kahn. Feel free to check that out. Let's see. I always talk about Pinochle. The Pinochle deck is a utility tool that everybody should pick up because it comes with, if you're not familiar, it comes with 2 sets of all of the, if I remember correctly, it's just 2 sets. It could be more. Looks like 2 sets of all the court cards and the 9s and the 10s. So if you're looking at building out any sort of packet tricks or you need some extra court cards for Torn and Restored, it's perfect. And it costs about the same price as a bicycle deck. But what I also love about it is it comes with a blank face card. So you're going to be able to get some utility out of a blank face card as well. And you could learn Pinochle while you're at it. Have a great game to play. More goody stuff. I'm not, I don't like to expose what I'm doing here on the channel, but if you happen to see it and well, then you know. I got a new wallet, so I'm trying to build out some routine stuff in there. So that's actually the box to that. Don't need that per se. These are the extra cards from the deck that I'm using. And the Haunted Key, I love it. Some more fun stuff that I was looking at. So much stuff. I wish I could get the chat to work. Let me see if it's up here. Sometimes it's on the screen. I do apologize, getting pretty close here. Chat filters, top messages. Don't want to play games. But yeah. Anyway, we're just hanging out doing some magic. If you like magic, great. You can watch magic. If you have a suggestion, we can do something. Something I'm working on, not ready to showcase that. Gotta always practice your stuff. You can't just put it out into the world until it's ready. I also do a little bit of collecting of some nice looking bike cards, or just anything in general that I like. These are the dragons. Those are fun. I'm making a little pile over there. I have these cards out because I do want to do something with those. Here's some extra, more extras. These are some cards over here that go with the pack I put over there. This is a little utility thing that I don't have the thing for, so I can't do anything with that at the moment. Let's see. So, just trying to organize for you. Make it look like I know what I'm doing. I did potentially want to work on a coin routine. I don't have anything put together for it yet, but I really, I like to get some feedback, but I can't seem to get the chat to work, so that doesn't seem like that's going to be something that's going to happen at the moment. Let's see. Join the conversation, interact. 6 watching. Yeah, typically when I go live with OBS, so I have everything right through the YouTube. Can I do it through here? Will it let me open it? Technical difficulties, or however you want to call it. It's the first live, but this is a live practice, so it's just fun. Brief intermission. It's a game of chance every time we go live. But what I like about this particular die here is you actually get more chances. Yeah, the more you shake it, you get more chances. It's all the little die that's in there. Yay! I got a like. Some things that I have are just for fun. Just, it's just there for reasons. It's not meant to be something that's going to be the grand illusion that's going to win me an award or anything. It's just fun. So, hey, I think I got my chat working. So, if you did want to drop something in the chat, I do have it up and running. So yeah, so we've got the little jacks here. 2 red, 2 black. Here's what I like about these. I play a little carnival game with you, so that way you have a little interaction to go with here. There are 4 of them here. 1, 2, 3, and 4. The first one I'm going to give you the Jack of Spades. You can have it. Of course, you're not here, so you can't really have it. But we'll give you a second one, just so you feel like that one's not lonely. Out of the 3 that's left, we're going to give you the Jack of Diamonds. Somehow I feel like I mixed this up, and I know where it was that I mixed it up. Now the cards are mixed, that's okay. We did... They jump around. That's the point. These are the jumping jacks. I did say that initially. 2 red and 2 black. Just want to see if everybody's awake in 2026 here. I'm going to give you 2, and I'm going to get 2. You know the rules. Now we're going to start with the Jack of Clubs here. And then for the second one, you're going to get the Jack of Spades. You're still going to get the 2 blackjacks. It's going to be fine. Oh, well, you got the Jack of Spades last time and the diamonds, I think. You know what? Since I mixed up the trick the first time, I figured this time you didn't want the blackjacks. So I got the blackjacks over here, and you got the red jacks over here. And again, I hope you can see that. I know even from my angle, I always, looking for feedback, now that I have the chat open, is that I don't know if you can tell that these are the jacks, but hopefully you can tell what the colors are. That's the ultimate objective. Sometimes when you're doing it like this, when I'm rewatching things, it's easier to see from your end than it is mine sometimes. Okay, so next what we do, these jacks are actually part of the circus. That's why they like to jump around. They're acrobatic jacks. And in this particular case, we're going to put the Jack of Diamonds on the top, and the Jack of Clubs is going to go in the middle. But, oh wait, we said the clubs was in the middle, and then we said the diamond was on, they switched places, because apparently they're also very, spontaneous. This time we're going to make it a little bit harder, and we're actually going to put the jacks on the opposite sides. So when they disappear, they'll actually appear in the center. That's okay. As the circus goes on, it gets better and better. This time we're going to use all 4 jacks. The reds are going to go on the outside, and the blackjacks are going to go in the center. Remember, 2 red, 2 black. If you can see them... Oh, wait a second. They switched places again. That's where I got confused. Yeah, the 2 black ones were in the middle and the 2 red ones were on the outside. And then... Oh, wait a second. That's the king, and that's the 4... Oh, wait a second, that's it. They're all face up in the middle. That's what they did. Whew. They're always jumping around, these acrobatic jacks. Now let's see if we can bring this to Climactic conclusion with the 4 jacks. We know what you go to the circus for. It's the trapeze act. It's the high flying, the death defying. Yes, it's the high rope, the trapeze. The tight rope. We're using the rubber bands again. Yes. Perfect. The tension is rising. Now, if we've done this correctly, we can actually pinpoint where the magic will be. Somewhere around right here. Whoa! Right there, center stage, we've actually got 1, 2, 3, 4 acrobatic jacks. Whoa! And there you go. Nice little card routine for you. Hope you enjoy. Don't forget, I got a bunch of buttons that you can push. Some people are pushing the like button. I like that. You can also push the gift buttons. All that fun stuff. I still make the joke. I know we're in 2026 now, but we still don't have a muffin button. Anyway, that was fun. I hope it was fun for you. It was certainly fun for me. Yeah. Ah, look at this. There's a gift here. Hopefully we get enough good people. See, so what we talked about before with like the die and stuff like that is that things sort of progress as you go. And especially if you're doing a street show or anything like that, you're going to want to do these little tricks in between. So as we get a crowd built up, we can go back to the big stuff. But I think what we really want to do is we want to build the wonder, right? We want to get more people in here. We got people stopping. I got a little, it's a little late for Christmas, but I still got a Christmas gift that's just for you. So because I take upon the role of the wonder maker, let's see if we can bring a little bit of wonder into your life. I'm going to go ahead and unwrap this. It's a cute little red box. And inside the red box is, of course, a blue box. Yes. A blue box. And inside the blue box is a red ball. Merry Christmas. They get a little squished when they're inside the boxes. You like your gift? It's actually supposed to be a sponge ball. What do we do here? Oh, here it is. There we go. So we got you the red ball from the blue box. Of course, at this point, somebody would be saying, no, the ball came out of the red box. And so let's backtrack and see where we're at with this. Okay, so you're saying that the red ball came out of the blue box, or the red box, rather. And inside this box is a blue ball. Well, he's a little squished. So it's more like a pancake. I got you pancakes for Christmas. Okay, but you were correct. I think you were correct. Now that I retrace my steps here, the red ball was definitely in the red box. Now, as this thing likes to reinflate, it's coming back up to full size there. Red ball, red box, and then the blue box has the... Oh, that's right. Yep, the blue box has the... It's for contrast purposes. We have all these different colors. This one's more of a square. But look at that. Okay, so I got you the 3 balls with the 2 boxes. But now I can't seem to wrap my head around what's happening here. So let's go ahead and see. We had the red ball was in the red box, the blue ball and the yellow ball were in different boxes, right? And then they were inside. There's the red ball. Excuse me. Red box, well, we know they fit inside of each other, right? But the real question is, what box was the red ball in again? I can't seem to remember. That one doesn't fit in any of them, so I'm not sure. Toot toot. It's a little Rudolph nose. Yeah. Some merry, late holidays. This was your gift. You can't return it because it doesn't fit inside the box. So, enjoy. And that gets a little bit of confusion going. Yeah. Feel free to drop some applauses down there if you enjoyed that. Of course, as I like to say, you can feel free to leave a thumbs down too. I mean, it all really helps because there's no such thing as really bad criticism. There's just conversation to be had because I can always, always, always get better. No matter what feedback it is, I can get better. Guaranteed. You know what I would like to do though? Remember, I did say earlier I got a new wallet for Christmas, and what I realized, I got this from my wife, and she put some cards in here. She actually put 4 queens in here, because those are her favorite cards. Now, what I really liked about this, because she knows I like magic, so she put this in here for me. If you were inclined to do so, you could actually drop in the comments, you could actually pick red or black. So I can wait for about 20 seconds if you wanna see where this goes. You can go ahead and let me know red or black. You can pick whatever happens to be your favorite color. Chat's over here, so I'm just keeping an eye on that. I don't know if it'll show up on my phone. It's a learning experience for us all. We do have 8 people in here, so I'll take a second while I'm waiting just to refresh everybody. I got a new wallet from my wife for Christmas, and she gave me 4 cards. Hello, chat. Fantastic. You're now my #1 fan. I get, the crown. Yeah, so she gave me the 4 queens because she knows I like magic, and that's her favorite card. So something to just to think about her through the day. And what I'm doing is I'm asking everybody, you can either pick red or black, whatever one shows up in the chat first, and we can see what we can do from there. You love the shirt? Yes. Lego shirt. I got 2 of them. Oh, you like red? Perfect. So we're gonna get right off the bat. Spades and clubs are gone. Gone. So now you have a choice between hearts or diamonds. Which one do you prefer? Hearts or diamonds? Another choice. I know you joined here. Diamond, you say? This is really, really strange that you say that, right? Because, like I said, my wife got me these, and she actually turned her favorite queen, the one that we kind of shared together, the card that she turned over in the pack here. You're not going to believe it. It's actually the Queen of Diamonds. Yeah. And she knew that I loved the Queen of Diamonds so much that she actually made that a different color than the rest of them. See? You know what? And I think you knew so well. Because not only is that the Queen of Diamonds, not only is that a red back, but you had us get rid of all the other ones because you knew that it was going to be the only one that was going to be there. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. And that goes right back in the wallet. There you go. Boom. We did some magic here today for you, and I really appreciate that. I have a pencil, but what do I do with my notebook? It's right here. So this is, anybody who's into tinkering or creating, you can't always be working with your hands, but you might always have an idea, so you probably should always have something to write with and to write on, just in case you got ideas. And I'm just starting with this one. This is basically going to be my go bag. Hello, I can't see it on the phone. Hello, Alex. How's it going? Yep, so this is going to be my go bag. Basically through there. This is call it my EDC, because my brother and I, we both enjoy, he does EDC survival. He wants to have a go bag for survival purposes. I want to make go bags for my magic themed shows, so that when I need to go out, I can just grab one and go. And that one's my classic carry. So that is one that has pretty much all my classics of magic in. For instance, that's what I've got going on here is one of the decks that I carry in there that we can do something with. Sent 67 jewels. Whoa! We're moving up in the world. Thank you. I appreciate that. I don't know what jewels do, but I will find that out, and I will be even more grateful when I figure that out. Okay, so something you might have figured out is that I'm really, really into cards. But I can do other things. But let's go ahead and do another card trick for you, just in case you also like cards. So somewhere from the center, we're going to go with the Joker. Now, I always give you the free choice. Do you want the Joker, or we can pick a different card? It's up to you. That's the beauty of what we do here, is that it's not, these are the Theory 11 Monarchs. Yeah, you can pick the Joker, or you can go with anything else. Okay. So we're going to go with the Joker. Perfect. Now, you might have to be careful, because we don't want to alter reality too much with your joking. You know what I'm saying? But we did do something here just so it's easier while you're enjoying yourself. We'll make your Joker easier to see. There you go. Now it's purple. Now, purple happens to be my favorite color. I don't know if you knew this, but I do enjoy a little bit of color. Obviously, I'm wearing the Legos. Legos are a lot of fun. Now, since you had an opportunity to pick a card, I'm going to go ahead and pick a card as well. I think today I will go with this one here. Wait, that's yours. That's your card. We don't want your card. We don't want your card. Right? Let's try again. I think I'm even confusing myself. There's a 10. There's a 10. That's perfect. We got a pair of 10s. Perfect. Well, it's easier when you change the card, right? So, like, for instance, if I needed a different card, for instance, I can go over here to this pack here, and if I needed a different card, let's see. What do you think? About halfway down the deck here, like so. We're going to go with the 4 of spades, right? The 4 of spades. Now, if I come back over to this deck, if I need the 4 of spades and I want to make it easier to find, what I would do is I'd probably take your Joker, and I would bring it back over here so that it's red, right? Because I can only have one purple card, otherwise I'd get confused, or I'd have a whole deck of different colors. So then I want to make sure that 4 of spades wherever it's back in that deck there, that's fine. I want to make sure that I can find it easily when I change it to purple. That's what I got to make sure happens. It's really because as I get older, I tend to become more forgetful. I'm just going to plug in my phone real quick here. I highly recommend for anybody that, let's see if it's charging. Yeah. Hopefully it stays charged. I have a magnetic charger, so I just boop, and it clicks in. Oh, that is an excellent question. Exceptionally bushy. How do you make a lady appear in your life? So, I am only a level 3 wizard. That's a little bit above my expertise. Sorry. I am not Dresden. No, actually, I think that's Harry, isn't it? Harry Dresden. I actually just started on Audible looking into that series, so I will be going down the rabbit hole in 2026 with a whole selection of fantastic. I think it's Stormfront. Is that what it's called? That's where I'll be starting with that. Now, mind you, there could be a Harry or a Henry, but I'm not as versed. I don't know. I thought it was Harry. I do apologize for my ignorance in that. I'm just getting into the series. So, yeah. So that's a little bit of card work for you. Let's see what we can do with coins. Oh, cool. We have a coin here. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I'm actually going to show you the setup, just so that we can have a little fun with it, right? So we're going to put that coin under there to get started. Pay no attention to the coin behind the curtain. Then we're going to get started. We're going to show you that the coin is on the mat. We all have our choices in life, and it's, nothing wrong with that. Let's get rid of the pencil. Misdirection. Okay. This is a Chinese coin from the land of Peking. Yes, you've got it. See, this is good. And part of the reason why I would be concerned with doing it that way is because you might have missed the moment, right? So I show you at the beginning, but if somebody shows up later, they wouldn't know that. But you've got it. You know exactly where this is going. You know when I take this coin and I make it disappear and reappear on the table, you already know. Yes, you know that when I say table, I don't mean the mat. You know that I mean the table, right? You've got it. You've got it. So now you're ahead of all of that. We take the coin here. This time, we push too hard, and it'll actually come all the way through the table to the bottom. You see that? Too much force, too much pressure. Now, we could get rid of the coin altogether. We could. And then, together, with the powers of our mind, we can make it reappear on the table. But I keep saying table. And I don't mean mat. I actually mean the table. And that, of course, is the Chinese coin from Peking. Known as Peking. Still working on the pattern. But that's how that goes. Let's come look over here. I'm a hairy wizard. Hairy wizard, yes. But also hairy, yes. This is not Magic the Gathering. That's actually in the. That's the next. That's the next room. I have played Magic the Gathering. I've also had a gathering of magic. It's all happened at some point. So that coin trick was something that I was just working on earlier. I've always liked the idea. Obviously, the premise, setting it up, there's two coins, but there's just something beautiful with magic. And this is why, at the beginning, for anybody who was here or cares, my whole desk table here was loaded down with a bunch of magic stuff. Because I made this reference where I said that real magic isn't in the tricks, but it's actually in the magical moments that we create together. And that's how you get started with that. Yeah. I rely heavily on the French drop for that trick, just in case you want to learn that, to make it go through and it'll appear on the table. Of course, you can do that again. Now, the more you do it, the more it becomes obvious when the magic is happening. Yeah. Now, this is the one that I really enjoy, when you take the coin here and you put it in the pocket. That's what people really love. So when it reappears on the table, I've got a great audience for it too, because we got some fun ones. You know, I haven't DM'd consistently since the 015 Blizzard, but I'll tell you what, I miss it. I certainly miss it. I actually downloaded Discord and was just going through the nostalgia. Like, just one of the Discords I'm a part of is just my D&D Discord. And I miss it because I don't get a chance to get out and do some DMing. But many a fun and exciting nights. Yeah. Should have brought up something to drink. I'm starting to get a little something or other here. Yes, we used to do all-nighters. There was one Christmas I got so burnt out because it was the whole week vacation. Just fall asleep, wake up, play, fall asleep, all that fun stuff. You know what's really nice is when you can take the magic right from the Lego shirt. Yeah, you take the magic right from the Lego shirt. The colored thread. It's a building block of magic, yeah. The colored thread. That's why I also carry the rainbow band here as well. It's all part of the misdirection. There it is. Of course, I could just blow a little bit. Compress it back down because it is made of light. And those particles just disappear. Sorry. Yes, drink. Whew. How long have I been on here? Usually I go for about an hour. So I'm about 20 minutes into that. So I've been about 40 minutes. I do apologize. Hopefully I don't fall over here. Don't have very good ventilation in this room. I do have a fan. I probably should turn that on. Didn't think of that. Yeah. What do we think? Slowly cleaning things up as I go for the fun of it. What else do I have? I mean, I have clearly a lot of stuff. Yes. This one is fun. Purple is my favorite color. The purple ball. I can actually make it disappear into the table because it's purple. When they're the same color, it's like a green screen. It just kind of molds back together. Of course, I do just keep it right here for safekeeping, though, just in case you're wondering. Now, when I want to get it back, I actually have to massage the table, and it slowly starts to come back out. And you can see that there's, it goes back in its home. Haha! Magic! I do have this. I thought it would be a cool idea. I've only played it a handful of times, but this would have been cool to set up different rooms in your house, because it's an escape room in a box. So if you haven't played it, each theoretical room is an adventure. So you kind of just you have certain cards for certain adventure rooms. You go through that, and then you move on to the next one. You hide the cards in the room. It's actually a pretty cool idea, but you gotta have people to play it. Speaking of D&D, didn't think we were going to be breaking that out, but yeah, this is my... whatever that is. That's yucky. I bought these. There's two of them here. These are creatures, and this is terrain. And these are basically just like D&D card style things that... I forgot how they open. I think they push out. They're like little briefcase things, but they're upside down. Nope, they're not upside down. I now remember that I couldn't remember how to open this, so I had broke it. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they just slide out. At least they're supposed to. But yeah. Sorry. If I were to do it correctly, it works. I just pulled from the wrong side. It's got a little magnet thing here, I think. Goes over the handle. Anyway, yeah, we're breaking into some really interesting things here. If you want us to get back to the magic, just let me know. I'm just kind of... It's the first live, we're just hanging out. It's a lot of fun. So D&D here. I even considered doing some D&D voice acting just for the fun of it. Just playing around, not looking for anything special. Just some guy who wouldn't mind being a part of that just for fun. Anyway, little picture here. Comes with little booklets. A little folder. Got the D&D characters in here. It comes with these little big tokens, little tokens, and then it also comes with, I think, something else. I thought they're character tokens. They can go on there. But that's that, yeah. And then that's the creatures, and then there's the terrain, and that's that. Ooh. Yeah, they're kind of cool. Shirt. Yeah, my Lego shirt. I got two of them. They're a lot of fun. Here's something else that we can do here that I enjoy. Again, it comes down to a lot of that coin work. It's just really about catching the attention of the person who's watching the magic. This air in here is making me hallucinate. I thought we just got rid of that. Let's go ahead and get rid of that again. Yeah, I got rid of it. I know I did. Okay. That's kind of weird. I'm not sure if that really makes sense to you. Let's go ahead and try that again. Yeah. Yeah, you get the picture. You know what's happening here. So the last one's real fun, because that's when you're going to watch the hand, right? You're going to watch the hand to make sure that the moment the coin goes into the pocket and disappears from the hand. That's a good one. To me, anyway. That's where a lot of fun... Oh, this goes in this... what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. A lot of coin work. That is, that is for true. A lot of card work. And then, on top of that, that's where the fun exists, right there. A nice single coin is a good way to go. What else we got in here? Now, this one's kind of trippy, especially if you're seeing things from a different perspective. My rope is all knotted up here. I'm usually not getting these out of the bag from the side. They're usually around my waist while I'm standing up and walking around, but here we are. So these, of course, are the linking rings. They tend to do that. As the name implies, they will simply link together. Yeah. This one I can do a little bit slower for you, just so you can see the moment that they actually link together. These two and these two are kind of the same. You kind of just have to melt them together, and that's all four of them. The reference I like to use here is that the four rings are fine, but you got to make a lot of noise so that one ring can rule them all. References are tight, which in and itself is a reference. Now, for this part, typically if you blow, it makes the magic happen. So what I like to do is I like to draw in for that one, because it's the reverse of blowing. If you play harmonica, drawing is actually a main... Anyway, never mind. We'll get a little sidetracked there. This one's a little bit harder because there's actually two of them. Yeah, the two of them have to come off together. The last one is nearly an optical illusion because it's not actually linked together. It's just an illusion. And we know that because there's no sound when they come apart. There would be sound, when they came apart. Feel free to leave the applause cue down below there. What else we got in our bag of mystery? Rope. Remember I told you that those rings got tied up. Here they are. Here's the rope that ties all of the magic together. Ha-cha. You swing them around, you get some attention. You have to stretch out your arms. See, in the portrait version, the shorts frame, I'm narrow. Obviously, this trick works better when you have more range to work with your arms. So here's what we do here. This is a representation of the multiverse. And this particular rope is your lifeline. This knot down here, that's the choices that we make that change and create multiple realities, right? Because when you make a choice, it'll split you off into different directions. But with a little bit of faith and belief, and of course, that magic that we can create together, we don't have to keep this in here. They call that pruning from the show, if you're familiar with Loki. Got to make all the references we can so we can tie it all together. And of course, the puns help out as well. Now, if we've done this correctly, we'll have two ropes of roughly equal length. Now they're equal. This is the part where, well, I stretch the rope. I just need you to stretch your imagination. Can you do that for me? Okay, that's... Something is happening. Yes, slow-mo is perfect. Now, we've actually restored the timeline. We're back to the two ropes here. We're doing it differently this time. We're looping the ends in the middle. I think you'll like this one because this one comes with multiple choice. You have more options. See, look at this. Whatever this is going on here. And we have yet another choice. But we still end up in the same place. Because we're all in this together, and the magic that we create keeps us all working towards the same goals. Now, of course, you remember that choices that we have to make, that little knot of things that make us diverge. We could just get rid of it. I don't think we need it. And then that way the magic never ends. And it's just an endless loop. But, alas, eventually we will have to return to the original timeline. Thank you. Feel free to drop the applause down below. Gorgeous. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. Okay. Now it's time for me to do my favorite magic. My favorite magic. This is my favorite magic. Remember earlier when I got you a gift? It's a sponge ball. We're going to push this forward and see if we can do what's happening here. The gathering. Yes, the gathering. Now, if we're talking about the gathering from the Highlander, that's a different gathering. If we're talking about Magic the Gathering, that's also a different gathering. What we're talking about here today happens right here in the Lego. Right here in the Lego. We can actually pop that off. Yeah. Now we're going to do some magic with that Lego. Hacha. Over here it is. Now this is the bouncing ball. Let's see if you can follow the bouncing ball all the way down to the pocket. I know that was kind of fast. Let's see if we can do it again. That's slow-mo for you in the back. Because we got 7 people in here. We want to make sure everybody can see it. Here we go. This is what I love. Interaction on the interwebs. Go ahead, left or right. Which one do you think it's in? Haha, I'm a great wizard man. My hat's in the other room. Left or right? Left, you say. This is my left. And there it is. Right there. You got it. This time we're going to do a little bit faster. Let's see if you can catch it. The moment that it goes into my pocket, remember? Because that's where it goes. It jumps back into the pocket. We're going to take a break there. Just a small breather so you guys can catch up with what's happening. Remember earlier when I said it's all about rubbing the table? That's when the magic happens. It's a good place to go there. Let's check the chat. Bradley, we're here for fun. This is all this is about is about just having a good time. So, that's why we wear the cool shirt. And we got the magic. So, here we go. Let's see if we can make them change places. You ready? Sponge number 1, sponge number 2. They've switched places. Now this is 2 and this is 1. I know that's impressive. It is so impressive that you want me to impress you even more. Let's try again. To impress you for yet another time. A little bit of magic and a little bit of know-how. And this is how it unfolds before your very eyes. Instead of switching places, One went to visit his friend. Now, of course, sometimes people want to know the secrets. So this is what I tell them. Simply, I start with one in the pocket. Yeah. The one starts in the pocket, and then I have one in the hand over here. Yeah. That's how we do it. Now, of course, this is where things really work out to my favor because you've got one in the pocket, one in the hand. And then, of course, it comes back to two. And we can do that because we have a third one in the pocket. Now you've gathered all of it. Yes. Now we know exactly how this is done because there's three of them. So let's see if we can do this. One, two in the hand. The third one is in the pocket. You've guessed it. How many in the hand? That's a question for the chat. We've got 8 people in here. How many of the sponge balls are in the hand? As they do in the anime. It's the same chat. I don't know why I'm looking back and forth. Usually it takes about 20 seconds for somebody to answer. It's been a little bit over 20 seconds, so I think we're gonna have to start over. There was 3 in the hand, so let's go ahead and start over. That's 1 in the hand. That's 2 in the hand. The third one goes in the pocket. You got it? So how many in the hand? For those who are still following along. We still wait the 20 seconds. That way we know everybody has a chance to see what's happening. We're playing a little game of how many in the hand. So you can just guess a number. Try to keep it low because I doubt it's going to be more than, say, 50. Right? That's okay. 2. He says 2. He says 2. Brian says 2. Okay. Did you just come in? Because we'll have to start over. That's the problem with this trick is that every time you do it, somebody else comes in that they don't see the beginning. So let's start over with the 3. So that's 1. That's 2. The third one goes in the pocket. Yes, Kayla. Whoa. So we recap. 3. 2 in the hand, 1 in the pocket. How many in the hand? I don't normally wear glasses, so for some reason, whenever I have the glasses on, I'm just like constantly pushing on them. For dramatic effect. We're just building the suspense. Somehow 3. Brian, I really appreciate that you're here with me today. I got 17 people watching. You're doing... Thank you. I absolutely love. I got 2 of them. They're great. Brian, though, we're gonna have to get together some other time so you can really see that what's happening from the beginning, because there's a lot of stuff happening here, and the shirt is really all about the misdirection. That's what we've learned here. So yes. Oh, sorry. You were close. Anyway, yeah, so that's my absolute favorite magic. That bar none it's what made me fall in love with magic was just, and I just performed that for you guys, so I really hope you guys appreciate it. And yeah, we've just hit 1 hour. So thank you, everybody. Don't forget to like. We got a lot of likes, 10 likes. I did get some jewels, so I really appreciate that. And yeah, we've done some really fun stuff. That's actually well, the only other thing I have in my bag is another card trick. That's we could do one more card trick, I think. That could be fun. Just to end it. Really, the important thing to remember here is that obviously, as a magician, I have to put on. I absolutely love Penn and Teller. Penn and Teller is great. So I get into character, right? And so my character is the Wonder Maker character, and my hope is to share and create wonder with all of you. So what ends up happening, though, is that sometimes the costume that we put on, not physically, obviously I love the shirt, I wear it all the time, but it's really one of those things that it's like sometimes it's a little bit different. So let me show you what happens here when we go like this. So we're just going to have a card selected, and if you want, somebody could just tell me stop. Sorry. we got it's a slow chat, so I just gotta. So just say stop whenever you like. I can barely see this chat, so I have to keep looking over here. But yeah, you can tell me stop anytime. Preferably somewhere towards the center. I'm going slow because it takes that 20 seconds for it to show up on my end. Stop. There it is. Perfect. Thank you, Kat. Let's see. What do we got going on here? Ah, yes. Okay. I do apologize. Not sure what happened there. Let's go ahead and do this. Somewhere around here, we're going to go with the... That's a jack. You know what? Sometimes we know when we need to call it quits. So let's see if we can take a brief intermission here to figure out what happened. It's okay. We'll figure this out. We'll figure it out together. Thank you. What is going on? Oh, I know what's going on. I can't remember how to shuffle cards. Sorry, we've gone through this whole thing and I completely forgot how to shuffle cards. Let's go with the 4 of... Yeah, that's the 4 of spades. Okay. I've lost the plot. See if I can figure out what's going on. 4 of spades, that's your card. Now, as a magician, I could go find your card, but that's too easy. So today I'm going to enlist a couple of helpers. The jack... You remember, if you were here earlier, you knew that I... see, that's not supposed to look like that. Oh, this is so awesome. The jacks. We're struggling through. We're struggling through. I'm not trying to show you anything that you shouldn't be seeing. This trick doesn't seem to want to work for me. But either way, the 2 jacks have found your 4. That was the objective that we were going for. But it's not over yet. Let's see if we can really bring this in together. We're going to have your 4 go into the center there like so. And then your 2 jacks this time are going to go into the deck to find... It's hot. Hot in here. Okay. The mysterious snap. Once again, the jacks have gone into the deck, and they have found your 4. But we're not done yet. No, we are not done yet. You see the back? It's red. Now, if you've been here for a little bit, you know that red is... I don't dislike red, but it's not my favorite color. My favorite color is actually purple. Yeah, it's actually purple. So I had to make sure that your card was red, and I had to make sure that all of the other cards would be purple. That way it'd be easy to find your card. And there you have it. That will conclude the magical festivities of the evening. I just wish that just wish I had more time with all of you. That's all I can say. But yeah, don't forget to push the like buttons. I'm going to be posting regularly, uploading, doing lives. I'm over on TikTok for some fun stuff. Shenanigans. Yeah. 1 hour and 7 minutes. Yeah, that took a little bit longer than expected. This is a Halloween trick right here. This is the key to my bathroom. That would have been an outtake if I were doing this in... Yeah. Me too. I spent a lot of time doing card tricks. I've been doing it for about 10 years. I say this is the key to my bathroom because in reality, the bathroom does have like an older lock. So being that it's an older house and being that this key is a little bit older, it gets a little tricky sometimes when it starts to move on its own. Yeah, so I definitely get nervous while I'm in the bathroom because it gets kind of scary when you hear the lock jiggling and it just rotates on its own. Yeah, it's kind of freaky. Sometimes, especially around Halloween, it just gets really weird. It just, pay no attention to that's a different... It's part of a larger routine that I do with that one, so that's fun. But anyway, let's chat for a couple of minutes because we got people popping in, we got likes coming in, people are donating jewels. Jewels are fun. Ran out of room for my stuff. Hopefully I put everything away back in the bag because, like I said, I do carry this. I have a Lego fanny pack that has my Lego theme magic. Obviously, if you subscribe, the next time we go live, maybe we'll do a whole Lego-themed thing there. I got to work on my Rubik's Cube stuff, but that's some of the stuff that I do there. Something that I didn't get a chance to get to is, just for any magic enthusiasts, but also somebody who's watching magic for the sake of watching magic, I got to figure out a routine that I can do with the big money. Big money. That's what this is. It's the big money. Squeeze until it becomes nothing. It's on the table. Little misdirection for you. Little coins become big coin. They all disappear. 21 people? Wowzers. We're just doing the hangout portion. I'm just watching the chat. If you guys want to see magic, we can always do more. We could also do less. Just, I don't know if you can see this on the camera. That's my ring. I take the ring and I just throw it, and it molds right through the. Yeah, it's cool like that. From here to here, back to the finger. Obviously, when we're doing something like that live, it's a little bit better. But when you're doing it in person, it doesn't quite work out as well. So what if we were to take it from this finger, and I do apologize if you hear the stuff in the background. That didn't have a good angle on it. Let's see if we can stand up here. It gets me closer to the camera. Ultimately, the objective here is to pull it through that finger to the thumb. And if my D&D people are still in the chat, I kind of just came up with that just for some quick patter. Obviously, that wasn't a good angle because I would have covered that a little bit better. But the idea is that I had another ring on that finger. So when I wore more rings, I would basically take out a ring like this, for instance. Let's say I have this ring on my finger. And in D&D terms, you can't have more than one ring on the finger. So what I would do is I would have to pull it to the thumb. Because it just wouldn't go on the same finger. Yeah, so that's how that worked. But yeah, anywho, hour and 11 minutes. We got 14 people watching. 11 people have liked. 33, what is that? 33 something or other over there. 660 views, a lot of chats. Sorry, I can't see the phone. It's all the way over there. You can see it, the chat on the laptop. That's why I look over there. I got a bunch of other stuff too. All these cards. Rubik's box here, if you can kind of see that. I'm going to knock stuff over if I miss all that. Magic stuff in there. Magic stuff over there. Magic stuff everywhere. Show best magic trick. It's good. Oh, did you not see it? Here, let me show you with the ring on there. I can actually pull the thumb off. It's clearer when you can see the ring. The Thank you, Connor. Yes, the shirt is one of my favorites. My best magic that I can do. Best magic that I can do. So it's probably going to be a card trick. And it's probably not going to be with this deck. What's interesting about 6-7, because I'm old enough that if you say something in the chat, I then immediately explain it. 6-7 is actually, it just means whatever. Apparently, according to Google. So, that's fun. Anyway, let's use some... Let's do some magic, shall we? This is a simple card trick. Very simple card trick. I've actually got it set up with the 4 queens here, but that's not what we want. We want here, right? We want to do magic that is super impromptu. This is just a deck of cards. Nothing is happening. Nothing is out of order until the magician wants it to be back in order. So you can clearly see now, queen's there. Everything is just, these are the memento mori playing cards. It's good time. So let's go through and just pick a random card here. I'm thinking the Ace of clubs is probably a good one that you're going to want to see, right? Now, haven't done anything yet. It was in the middle of the deck. Remember? It's not on top. It's actually in the middle. That's where your card was in the middle, right? So if we take that, not on top, that's the 2. But if we do something a little bit different, we might actually have it appear on top. So that's a pretty good way to go, I think. But I think we can even take it a little bit further. Let's take it one step further. Let's mix up the deck. Not just shuffling. Let's actually get some wonkiness in here. We're going to have face up and face down. Sideways, maybe. I don't know. Maybe cards will fall on the floor. Who knows? But they're going to be all sorts of mixed up when we're done. Back to back, face to face, front to front even. Something. Something is going to happen here. Now remember, we made sure the deck was mixed up because we wanted to make sure that everything was fresh. It's still pretty mixed up. That's the good part here. Except for one card in the center that's face up. And that, of course, is your Ace of Clubs. Hacha! Yeah. You asked for my best, and that is probably my best. Yeah. I'm glad I could deliver that for you today. What's my favorite trick? I did some sponge balls earlier. Sponge ball magic is my absolute favorite magic. So my cardistry is not as advanced, but I do a lot of shuffling stuff. But mostly just magic is what I focus on. I kind of learned the cardistry as a way to add some fluff to the piece. Do a magic trick? Okay. We'll do another magic trick. Something from the center. It's always a good way to go. Here's what's fun. If I looked over there, I'd see the screen. If I look over here, I'd see the screen. So I'm going to look over here, show you that card. Card goes in the pack. Now we're going to have a couple of cards here. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think that's good. We talked about being a little bit of a wizard earlier. And so this is a magic spell. It's one of my favorite card tricks just to have fun with. You could actually... You saw the screen, you saw what the card was. This is a good game for truth or lie, right? You could tell me the card that you saw on the screen, or you could tell me a completely random card. So go ahead and put that in the comments, and we'll set up for the next thing. So this is a magic spell, right? That's why we have 9 cards, because it's the Holy Trinity, 3 sets of 3, right? So This is some real magic work that we might be doing here. So go ahead and just drop a just drop a card, name of a card in the comments. We'll use the first one that shows up, and then we will commence with our magic spell. Again, it could be the card that we chose, or it could be a completely random card. It's really interesting, too, because a lot of magic work does require true names. Two of Hearts. That's actually... do you see that? I don't... Two people responded pretty much at the same time with a Two of Hearts. So that's a good way to go. Now, this is a magic spell. The magic part is up there, highlighted. But we also have to spell. T-W-O. Yeah, we're spelling. It's a spelling. It's a spelling bee. Of, O-F, and then H-E-A-R-T, and S. Ha-cha! Was your card the Seven of Diamonds? Somebody said no. You said no? Who said no? Ned in Exile. Ned in... Nerd. Sorry. I can't read. Nerd in Exile says no. Okay, we did the spelling. Now it's time for the magic. Nerd in Exile, this is just for you. E X I L E. And if we've done this correctly, this should be the card that was chosen, the Two of Hearts. If we got it right, go ahead and let's see the applause show up in the chat. Thank you, Nerd in Exile. You really helped me out with that trick. That is an interesting question. Let's see if that would work for Shane. Okay. This time we're going to go with the Two of Diamonds. Lose it somewhere in the pack. And then Shane, S-H-A-N-E-D-A-V-I-S. 4934. Okay, so we're going to use your name. And I have no idea if this will work. Two of Diamonds. We have 14 cards. Right? That's what it was? Shane, S-H-A-N-E-D-A-V-I-S. 4934. There's 14 cards there. And let's see if that is your card. The Two of Diamonds. not quite the same way, but apparently it does work. We just needed 14 cards. Magic. Yes. It could be magic. Could be something else. Could be any number of things. Here, let's see if we can try something a little bit different here. Feels like a nice pile there. Feels like a good pile there. Somewhere towards the center, we're going to go with the 5 of hearts. Now, I heard somewhere that water has memory. But does a deck of cards have memory? Oh, I got... Thank you, Ella Zara. Apologize if I can't pronounce your name. Thank you for the jewels. So let's see if the deck has memory. What we're going to do is we're going to deal out cards, and whatever card the value is face up, we're going to count that down. So what I mean by that, we're going to count down from 10, because those are the value cards. So that would be 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll have to put a face down because we didn't get one there. So let's try it again. 10. The court cards can count as 10, I think. That's another 10. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Oh, we got 6. Okay. So nothing's going to be here. 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're just joining us, we're seeing if the deck has memory. That's what this is all about here. We need 6 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We actually got pretty close here down towards the end of the deck, which is really interesting. So the real question is this going to be your 5 of hearts? I guess that does answer that question. The deck does have memory. There's the 5 of hearts. Okay, well, that's good to know. Just in case I forget, you know. At least we know the deck has memory. Fantastic. Let's see here. Let's take a look at the 9 of hearts. Put that under the deck box there. Oh, did I say the 9 of hearts? I'm pretty sure the 9 of hearts was... Yeah, the 9 of hearts was back there. That's not the 9. Sorry, the 9 of hearts was in my pocket. Your card couldn't have been the 9 of hearts. Yours was the 2 of diamonds from earlier. Yeah, that's... See, the deck has memory. It recalled that. It knew. One of the cards, anyway. Yeah, we went through a lot of cards today. Okay. Let's go ahead and do another couple of minutes of just looking at the chat, and then we're going to go ahead and call it good. Thanks for the jewels again. I really appreciate it. And don't forget, you can always subscribe. And check me out for other stuff. I do... magic. I also do balloon sculpting. That's the main thing I do. What is the clutch? What? Sent clutch. Peach Pistol sent me a clutch. I know somebody was talking about vehicle magic earlier. I don't know if that's. I don't know. Make sure there's nothing under there. I guess this is the last trick that I'll do for you today. I actually keep it inside my wallet. Yeah, this is my beautiful black wallet. Oh, sorry. I get the colors mixed up. This is actually the brown wallet. Yeah, the brown wallet. It's actually a little card trick. Yeah, I like doing this card trick. It's a nice. I also have my green card here. It's my credit card, and that's I keep that in my green wallet because I like to color code everything. And of course, this whole trick is, of course. Sorry, I had a spot on there. Yeah, I had a spot on my red wallet. I had to get rid of it. Anyway, the red card was inside the red wallet. It makes sense. This is an interesting card because out of everything that we've done today, you've seen me do so many different things. You could actually name any card. Of course, you could be a Joker. You can name the Joker. That'd be great. If you like Magic the Gathering, you could name that. That'd be cool and all. But I think we're going to just keep this to the value cards of of a deck of cards. And I think that'll be more appealing. And what I really like about this particular thing that I do is that since this is coming to the end of our nice little magical journey today, it's a really nice note to end on. So, everybody that's still here, go ahead and drop a playing card in the chat. And I'll wait until there's 8 people here, so I'll wait until we got 8 or so. If you don't want to, that's fine. But I'll just wait a little bit, and then we'll see who got it right. Then we can just put it back in the black wallet when we're done. Ace of Spades was the first one. Queen of Hearts is the second one. We got 10 people in here. We're just dropping playing card names in to see who can guess it. This is paying homage to the pick a card, any card. "14 people, it says. Says there's 14 people. You can go ahead and name a card. We'll wait for another 15 to 20 seconds just to make sure that everybody's had a chance. And of course, if you haven't liked yet, make sure that you go ahead and click the like button. It's right above my head right there. Okay, here we go. Count it down. 10, 9, because we just had the... Sorry, I'm still in the New Year's mode. Flashbacks of last night. It was so fresh in the memory. Okay. So far, we've got the Ace of Spades and the Queen of Hearts. And the grand winner, the one who can walk away from this stream and say, good job, that would be, of course, both of you. Because everybody's a winner. And it has all 52 cards right there. So no matter what happens, we all have won something today. Big round of applause for everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Can't wait to have another magic session with you in the future. The very near future. Thank you, everybody. Ooh, what's we got going on here? A clapping seal. 250 jewels from Sandra Blade. Sandra Blade. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. This is always the awkward moment when I have to walk to the phone to shut it off because it's way over here. I mean, it's not that far away, so I'll just say what. They get real close. The glasses. Okay. Once again, thank you, everybody, and here's my sign off. What is this? I'm clicking the gift. Oh, this it's the clapping seal. Thank you again so much. Remember, always remember, stay positive, stay active, and stay awesome. And hopefully, we see you in the next one. Okay, bye. Okay, bye.